What is up, everybody? It is I, Ronan, and today we are actually taking a look at Konami. They announced a new archetype, and I was planning on actually taking a little break from stuff just because life's been kind of crazy lately. But this actually looked cool. One of my buddies was real excited about it, so I figured I'd take a bit more of an in-depth look, see what we have as far as cards go, and just give my initial thoughts on this archetype. So I'm getting this information from Yu-Gi-Oh, from Yu-Gi-Oh organization, or YGorganization.com. So let's just start taking a look. So first we got some monsters here. Looks like we have one normal monster, two links. So let's see. Alright, here's the first one, which is Brandish Maiden Ray. Let's see. You can activate one of the card effects once per turn. So let's see, as a quick effect, you can tribute it, special summon another Brandish Maiden monster from your extra deck and extra monster zone. That's kind of interesting. That's an ability that I've been curious about, actually. Like, will they ever allow you to summon anything else to the extra monster zone? So it's kind of neat to see how that mechanic will play. And let's see, if this is in the grave, if face up Brandish Maiden Link monster you control leaves the field by an opponent's card effect or is destroyed by battle, special summon this card. Okay, cool. So it's got a little bit of a floating effect. It's Dark Warrior, so that's some really good typing and attribute matchup right there. And let's see, it looks like we got our first Link monster here, and it's a machine type monster, and it's a water machine actually, so okay. Link 1 with 1500 attack, so that's not bad. Let's see, and it's one Brandish Maiden monster except a water monster. Okay, so that's interesting. So I'm thinking what it might mean by that is the Brandish Maidens are going to be like varying types. So it won't just be like dark, or it won't be restrictive of that kind of stuff. If it's saying that it's a Brandish Maiden monster that can't be a water monster. Alright, but let's see. You can special summon this card once per turn, and it has abilities that look like they're just continuous. So monsters your opponent control lose 100 attack and defense for each spell card in your graveyard. That's pretty neat. Sorry about that. Once per turn during your end phase, if this card was special summoned during this turn, you can add one Brandish spell card from your deck to your hand that does not share a name with a card in your graveyard. Okay, so it's cool that they have this graveyard effect. I kind of like things that have just draw resources and abilities from other places, and it's got a nice searching effect, but it kind of discourages running like multiple copies of things so I'm guessing that they're going to be coming out with mostly spell cards if this card is coming out first. Alright, now let's see, we got our last Link monster here. It's a fire machine. It's Brandish Maiden Kagari, yeah. And it's one Brandish Maiden monster except a fire monster. Okay, so that continues to support what I think about this deck going to be multi-attributed. Let's see, you can special summon Brandish Maiden once per turn. That might be a thing, once per turn summons. Kind of slow, that's kind of slow, especially given how some decks are. But let's see. Special summoned, you can target one Brandish spell card in your graveyard, add it to your hand. Okay, that's really good. And let's see, gains 100 attack for each spell card in your graveyard. I mean, it's cool that these are just like Link 1 monsters, so that does make them easy to summon, but the power boost is kinda, I don't know, it's kinda minuscule. I'm not sure how much I like that, but alright, now we got some spell cards. Got a lot of spells immediately. Let's see, we have Brandish Skill Afterburner. It's a normal spell. Oh, these two are normal spells, so blah. Alright, if there is no monster in your main monster zone, target one face-up monster on the field, destroy it. Then if there are 3 or more spell cards in your graveyard, you can destroy one spell and trap card on the field. Okay, that's cool, and I actually did do a little bit of reading before this, just sort of scanned over it real quick, and it looks like having 3 or more spell cards in your graveyard, you can get an extra effect when you activate. But you know, just some monster destruction, spell and trap destruction, if you can preserve your back row, that's really cool. And then we have Brandish Startup Engine. If there is no monster in your main monster zone, add one Brandish monster from your deck to your hand except Brandish Startup Engine. Then, if you have 3 or more spells, draw a card. Okay, that's really good. So it searches out the entire archetype. That's solid already. And then you can just get a free draw if it's early, you preserve your back row, whatever. That's really good. And I could actually see this doing some cool things with the field spell defense zone. That just protects your back row as long as you put your card underneath a monster in the main monster zone. So, I don't know, that might be something to experiment with. Alright, but enough of that. Let's move on to the quick play spells. We've got Brandish Maiden Mecha Shark Cannon. Okay, so off the bat, that's a sick name. Let's see, no monster in your main monster zone. I'm noticing that's also a pattern. So I'm guessing this is going to become a link-focused deck, just so you can do stuff, have no monsters in your main monster zone. But anyways, let's see. Target one monster in your opponent's graveyard, banish it. If they have 3 or more spell cards in your graveyard. Okay, so it plays from the graveyard. I wasn't noticing that before. I apologize. I guess I looked real dumb there. You can special summon it to your field instead of banishing it. Okay, that's really cool. Of course, that kind of detracts from the whole thing of not having a monster in your main monster zone. But, alright, let's keep looking. Next up we have Brandish Mecha Widow Anchor. Alright. Let's see, no monsters main monster zone. That seems like a common thing, so I'm going to stop saying that every time, I think. As well as the 3 or more in the spell in the graveyard. So, yeah, I'll just go over the basic effects. So, its first effect is to target one effect monster on the field, negate its effects till the end of the turn. Then its additional effect is you take control of it till the end phase. So that's good, especially as a quick play. You can just lay that down since this is definitely going to be a spell, like, dominated deck. So yeah, that's pretty good. Alright, now we got Brandish Mecha Hornet Bit. So let's see, its first effect is Special Summon 1 Brandish Maiden Token. It's level 1 Dark Warrior with no attack and defense, in defense position, so okay. And it cannot be tributed. Alright, so I'm guessing it's not going to have high level monsters then? Alright. And its additional effect is the token's attack points will become 1500 defense and attack. That's honestly not super good. It's good for quick defense or if you need tokens for a link summon. But honestly, I don't think it's that good. It might get uses, especially with all these Link 1 monsters. But it's just not, it's not super hot, I guess. Alright, and for our last quick play spell, we have Brandish Skilled Jamming Wave. Its first effect is to target one spell or trap card on the field, destroy it. Then the additional effect is destroy one monster on the field. Okay, that's neat. So it's a normal spell MST regularly, but it can pop 2 things like pretty early if you're going fast and hard with the spells. So not terrible, I guess. I mean, I don't know. I feel like there are better options if you want to do stuff like that. But let's see. Now we got our field spell, which is Brandish Airspace Area 0. Let's see. You can only use one of its effects per turn. Let's see. Target one other card you control, excavate the top 3 cards of your deck, and you can add one excavated Brandish card from your... sorry about that. Brandish card to your hand, shuffle the other cards into the deck. If a Brandish card was excavated, send that target to the graveyard. And its other effect, if this card is sent from the field zone to the graveyard by a card effect, you can special summon one Brandish Maiden monster from your deck. Okay, so that's pretty good. So just, you know, searches out Brandish cards from your deck. That's solid. Sets up your graveyard because you need spell cards in your graveyard, and if it's ever destroyed, you just get a free summon off it. So, solid field spell, definitely. And then we have our continuous spell card, which is Brandish Mechanism Multi-Roll. Let's see. It has 2 effects, it looks like, and they're both once per turn. Let's see. The first is you can target one other card you control, send that target to the graveyard. Also, your opponent cannot activate cards or effects in response to your spell card activations till the end of this turn. Solid. Once per turn, during your end phase, you can set a number of Brandish spell cards with different names from your graveyard to your field. up to the number of Brandish spell cards you activated during this turn while this card was face up, but banish them if they leave the field. Okay, so that's very good, and it kind of fixes some of the problems with the deck, because if your opponent's using something stun heavy, they just know, okay, I'll run a few things to shut down spell cards and I'm good, like a anti-spell fragrance maybe. However, this card solves that problem of, you know, the activation just being straight up negated and stopped, and it also lets you recycle spells. It's a little unfortunate that they have to be banished after they leave, but I don't know, there's just good ways around that. So, alright, so based on what I have seen, my initial thoughts are kind of that it looks very fun. It doesn't look like it's going to be extremely powerful, though, unless they have some way to capitalize on their continuous spell, the multi-roll, or they get more cards like that to just protect their plays a little bit more. But, anyways, let me know what you think down in the comments down below. Like, comment, subscribe, and this has been Ronan, signing off.